Hey guys, Andy here from Mediocre Hobbies coming at you with another painting tutorial. Games Workshop very kindly sent me out the beautiful new Imperial Guard Astra Militarum army box, and I'm here to paint up one of those stunning new shock troops in the Cadian style of armor. So stick around and enjoy the video. So normally when I do these videos, I tend to pick like the sergeant or the squad leader to use as the piece for the tutorial. But each individual Cadian shock troop is so beautiful that you can literally pick any one of them and they're just a great piece to paint. I started off by spraying them black and then giving them a grey sear coat all over. I then moved over to Agros Dunes for all of the kind of khaki undersuit that the guardsmen do wear. Unfortunately, this particular clip, it did like the camera decided to focus on my thumb more than the miniature. It's the only time it happens in this video, so I do apologise for this. I'm not getting to see exactly what I'm doing. But it's the normal kind of fatigues and jacket that goes under all of their equipment that I'm going to hit with the Agros Dunes. It should look something like this when you finish. From here we move on to Creed Camo, and this is the base paint we're going to use for all of the Cadian armor. Very similar to the Karsuken video, except of course these guys have much less armor on than a Karsuken does. So he's got his normal flak armor, knee pads, helmet and shoulder pads, and unlike other Cadian schemes that I've done before, these guys have a Cadian green colored gun as well. So the entire casing of the las gun is done with the same Creed Camo color. Usually when I paint las guns, I decide to do the casing in a grey or a black, something simple, give that mass produced feel to it. But these ones I'm going to stick with the same color as their armor, and I think it does suit them a lot better. One of the fears I did have when I was painting up the new Cadians was how much like extra detail is going to be on, like little things stuck in their helmets and extra like pouches and patches and stuff, but it didn't seem to slow me down whatsoever. Black Templar was used for a few other bits and pieces around the miniature, so the stock and the I don't know what, like muzzle brake on the front of the las gun were done in black, plus his boots. Not his entire boots. Now you will only actually see the heel and like the toe. There's basically like protective leather straps, which I don't actually know the name of. They're very kind of World War I-esque, I suppose World War II as well. Ankle protectors, boot protectors, I don't know what they are. If anyone knows what those things are called, put them in the comments below, I'd love to know. So yeah, the black is just on the boots part, and we're going to do the covering parts in a brown later on. We're going to move over to Wildwood, and that's for all of the brown straps, his webbing basically. So the one that goes up and over his shoulders, around his waist, all of his pouches, and of course those leg protectors as well. I didn't quite know where I was going with the backpack on this miniature when I started painting it. So when I was on the Agros Dunes stage, I did cover the entire piece with Agros Dunes before realizing that's probably not how it's supposed to be. So with the Wildwood being a darker color, I just went back over the backpack, leaving the bedroll that's on top of the backpack as the Agros Dunes, and the rest got a coat of the Wildwood. As you can see, that's what I'm doing here, is correcting the tan backpack, which didn't really suit all that well. That's the great thing about contrast, it being starting with lighter colors and working your way down to the darker colors means that you can tidy up mistakes you made before with the darker colors, because they'll go over it with a nice strong coat. The Wildwood applied, it's time for a very quick step, which is Guilliman Flesh. This is for all the skin showing this miniature, which is realistically just his face and his hands. So this will take two. It's not even a lot of his face, because he is actually wearing, it's almost like a balaclava, but it's basically, it covers his neck and goes up the sides of his cheeks and stuff. So that's done in the same black as the boots and the stock of the gun. Then we moved on to Iron Hand Steel, and this is for all the metallic parts of the miniature, which is parts of the las gun, the butt of the stock, the grip, the sight that goes up the top, some of the barrel. He's also got grenades, they're all going to go silver. He's got an Aquila pin on the center of his helmet, that's going to go silver. And any other details like that you can find. Obviously this guy doesn't have certain things, but other models will have like a bayonet on his belt and stuff. Those are the kind of things you'll hit with that silver paint. Obviously his canteen went silver as well. He's got an extra las gun cell. Seraphim Sepia is then my shade of choice to wash down the entire miniature. So every single piece of this model will now get washed with Seraphim Sepia. While I was waiting for the Seraphim Sepia to dry, I also threw my basing material on, because I'm going for that kind of trenchy mud base to match this platoon of Cadians in with my Krieg. I'm going to go for the Stirland Battlemire, which I think is a really nice contrast, the brown and the kind of tan and green armor. Before I started painting, I was supposed to finish off the base, but I got carried away with excitement, so I jumped straight to the Carrick Stone to start layering up the fatigues before realizing I hadn't done the base. So I powered through and I finished the fatigues, then I went and finished basing the miniature before I continued any more of the layering. Normally when I come back after the shade stage, the entire base is done. But like I said, Guard are my favourite army, and this model was just such a delight to paint that I just wanted to get painting. Those extra bits like those wraps across the stock of his gun. We're also going to hit with the Carrick Stone and layer those up. But take your time. You're not looking for like super solid coats of tan. It's supposed to be dirty old fatigues kind of thing. The guy's been on campaign, he's been out on patrols, and he's been in engagements and fighting. You're not looking for this pristine soldier, and I think that's the whole idea behind all the extra gubbins and stuff. It shows that these guys have been on campaign, so he's keeping an extra flask on his helmet or a pack of cards or something like that. As you can see, I finished the base like I said I was supposed to do. From here, it's time to do the layering up of the armor. So I went back to Wa Flesh for this. I'm going to layer up all those beautiful green panels, leaving all the deeper, darker recesses with the Creed camo washed with sepia. So one of the most important things about the shade and the contrast is to break up all those block colors. You don't want to just see a block of green and then a block of tan, and then it just, the model will go from looking kind of like a child's toy to looking like a soldier in a miniatures game, if that distinction can really be made. Tan and the green layered up, this model is really starting to come together now. Corvus Black was used to layer all the black parts of the miniature. Once again, the tips and heels of the boots, the extra bits on his las gun, and his like face / neck warmer that he's also wearing. We'll get a little touch of a black highlight. From there, we're going to go to Catachan Flesh to layer up all of the webbing. I actually tried a Mornfang before this, and I delete that footage because it looked so bad. It just went too bright, and it kind of stood out far too much against the khaki and the green. Whereas the Catachan Flesh, while being a nice highlight for the brown, it doesn't overpower any of the other bits. Those brown webbing bits should really be kind of like background colors. Hey, I am very happy that I decided to swap out that color and go in with this. I think it suits the scheme and the traditional Acadian scheme a lot better. From here we moved on to Cadian Flesh Tone, and this was for a very quick highlight on the face and hands. Like I said, there's not a lot of face to go, so it's literally just cheeks, nose, chin, and that's it. You couldn't see any forehead, you couldn't go up to even the bridge of the nose. Obviously those things would be shrouded by the helmet anyway, so it's only really the bits of skin that are going to be showing past the helmet. And then a very quick highlight on the fingers. And we were ready to rock and roll. Remember, this is Acadian shock troops, a basic infantry, 65 points for 10 guys. So you're going to have platoons of these guys, 55 guys in a platoon. So you're not going to look for 3-stage highlights on skin. You're not going to try and edge highlight armor. At least I'm not, and I don't really expect the majority of people will. So this scheme is very fast, very achievable. You won't mind painting up kind of 5-10 of these guys at a time and really getting that force put together. By all means, when you get to your commanders, your commissars, anything like that, you can put in the extra work, maybe add an edge highlight to the green, an extra highlight to the skin, but that's up to you. I personally prefer the rough and ready style of painting. With the painting done, I just quickly added the traditional Acadian transfers This guy is going to be part of squad 260, and of course the other 9 guys in his squad will get the same transfer, so they all match in and stay fighting together for many years to come in many games. Like I said, I actually loved painting this miniature. As I finish this edit, I actually have to go and start making the next video immediately, and I'm actually gutted because I would love to spend the rest of the day getting more paint on the rest of his squad. I might just do that on my Twitch streams, so we'll see how that goes. Thank you guys so much, and the final result, I think, speaks for itself. Okay guys, and there we have it. One beautiful new Cadian Shock Troop painted up quickly, easily, few contrasts, few layers, and it is stunning. I cannot wait to get the rest of this box set painted up and bring a couple more videos to you guys on that set as well. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, it would mean the world to me if you took 2 seconds out of your day and hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions about anything I did here today, put it in the comments below and I will get back to each and every one of you guys. If you see real value in what I do and you want to help me expand this channel even further, there's links to things like my Patreon below, which will give you access to a private Discord server where you can talk to me on a daily basis about your hobby, my hobby, and get involved with different activities and events that we have running on the Discord. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.